Hello, my name is Timothy Patrick O'Hare. I just posted a conversation I had with Kayla, 15 minutes. Wonderful little conversation I had. And I was calling back because my parents have been in the most loving way, yes, concerned about me.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, go ahead.
What
do you want to say?
I just wanted, what's your date of birth, Denise?
April 17th, 2002. I am 8,753 days old, I believe.
That's very exact. All right. And what do you do for work? You work at a restaurant close by?
Yes.
I was a server forever.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Is that what you do, or do you do something different?
I was serving before, back in Rochester. Hopefully, eventually, I'll start serving soon.
Is that where you're from, Rochester?
Yes.
Okay. Great. That explains why your parents are out there. All right. What brings you here?
Work coming up because, my girlfriend's sister just had a baby, so that's why we moved up.
All right.
How long have you been in the area?
About 7 months.
Oh, okay.
Cool. What do you think?
I like it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful
Cool spot.
area. It is.
All right. Do you read Hebrew?
So that gets back to the not wanting to waste time where it was really beautiful in Rochester working for parking and services for the hospital, for the university. I was able to read pretty much all day in the position I set up.
That's great.
It was really good. And this guy was driving by and he asked me, he's like, do you read Hebrew? I'm like, no. He's like, I teach a class if you want to. So I was able to go and I took a few classes. So I learned a little bit.
Oh, cool.
Just like shalom, hello, and whatnot.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Besides that, I haven't learned too much just because I would like to focus on other things.
Sweet. That's so cool.
Yeah.
What are your kind of future plans, like the next months, next year? What's your trajectory looking like?
So thank God, I love everyone in my past, and specifically, I mean, I wanted to help people have peace of mind, so I knew the best way to do that would be to have conversations with religious leaders and help people see, of course, help them see in a loving way how Jesus called out the Pharisees and the Sadducees because they should have known the best. But it's beautiful because for about 2 years, I haven't, I've been a bit probably too pushy with them and trying to converse with them. And so they're not very excited because they know exactly what I want to do, which is to record conversations, study the evolution of our awareness, and potentially go back 6 months later, a year later, if they're interested, and kind of talk where we're at and what we've learned.
Sure.
But
All right.
yeah, so thankfully I have Kevin Martin. 2 months ago, he agreed to have a conversation with me. So I've been praying and thinking
Who's
about
Kevin Martin?
My
Sorry,
youth pastor. Not at all. No,
Oh.
of course, yeah. Back in Rochester, one of my first pastors and one of the ones that I've been closest to.
All right. And it just basic health stuff I'm going to ask you. Some of it's going to sound very relevant, some of it won't. But how's your sleeping? What's your sleeping like these days?
Lovely. Of course, I prefer to wake up earlier in the day, but my number one priority is to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep.
Good.
So.
Do you feel like you get that?
Yeah.
All right. Sweet. That's great. What about eating and stuff? Eat regularly, daily? Okay. Look like you're, healthy. All right.
Not as healthy as I want to, but part of the process.
Substance-wise, I know your parents mentioned you smoke weed. Anything else?
No, just nicotine.
Okay. Do you smoke like real weed, or do you use oil or synthetic, or what's your?
All of the above, as long as I know it's safe.
Do you buy anything synthetic that isn't THC or anything like that, or just okay?
You live here with your girlfriend?
Yes.
Oh, okay. She works? Or goes
Yeah,
to
she
work?
works at the cafe as well,
Oh,
so she
okay.
gets to serve, and
Nice.
I'm scrubbing dishes, but we're both having fun.
All right. And then any like past physical stuff or mental health diagnosis that you've gotten? Anything serious or that you've been diagnosed with?
Yeah, so I talked to Kayla on the phone a little bit about this, how January of 2022, 4 years ago, roughly 84 million thoughts awake ago, I was fed up with neuroscientists talking about free will, and I realized, of course, they're right to some extent, where you only have free will in the parameters you've been given.
Yeah.
But obviously, I started to realize it was at the bottom of the Gore Mountain, one of the most beautiful spiritual experiences I've ever had, where I was just procrastinating going home because my girlfriend's family life at the time was not in the best situation. And so I dropped her off at work, and I ran in to go to the bathroom at Gore Mountain. And I thought, maybe I'll try to do a little of this Wim Hof, thinking of like being in the cold and try to strengthen myself a little bit. And so I started doing it, and I just instantly, I didn't like how I knew I was being judged by people going across in their cross-country skiing and whatnot. But at the same time, I'm thinking, I'm just trying to warm my body up, strengthen my muscles. They're going to forget me in 60 seconds. Why am I so frustrated? So it was a really beautiful experience. And so that was what led to, when I went home, my parents were concerned, I believe, because they thought I was thinking a little bit more Eastern with my religious thinking as opposed to the traditional Christian thinking. And so I was woken up the next morning. I got home from the Adirondacks, and my mom wanted me to go see a doctor, family doctor, and I was startled, surprised. I'm like, what, like a checkup or something like that? And she's like, no, I want them to evaluate your psychology. I'm like, okay, I've never felt better in my life before, but like, no problem with that. And so I went, and it wasn't our family doctor, but she mentioned, okay, to be fair, I need to be very fair with this conversation, because the big thing that I realized at Gore Mountain was I absolutely love, and I encourage people to learn from Joe Dispenza, You Are the Placebo. It's a wonderful book. And
Wait, what's it called again?
You Are the Placebo by
Okay.
Joe Dispenza. And I'm sorry, I'm getting agitated because I'm getting off track. What was I just speaking of, if you
You
don't
were
mind?
telling us you saw a doctor because you were kind of going east. Your parents suspected you
I
were
wanna
going
forget
Eastern,
about
and that they mentioned
Yes.
something.
Yes. So I had realized at the bottom of the mountain, putting my hands together really for the first time, how I could feel my body, like, of course, slowly strengthening, where like I don't want to crack my muscles, but like, of course, I would like to slowly get into a better position. And so when I went to see the doctor, I was a bit maybe like not as open as I should be. Well, I don't know. I thought it was appropriate where I walked in. I didn't even want to be there in the first place. And I was standing holding my back because I was feeling good. And she asked me to sit. I'm like, I can sit, but like I would prefer to stand. Is it okay if I stand? She's like, I would prefer you to sit. So I'm like, okay. Of course, I gave and I sat. And we talked for like 45 minutes. And it got to the point where I knew that like it was good. She got both my parents' perspective. Well, sorry, it was just my mom in the room.
Mm-hmm.
She got her perspective, and then my perspective, and then she said something about. I know you guys obviously know this. Hypomanic episode is the healthy feeling of being in a good state of life, versus a manic is like where it's dangerous because you think that there's potentially something that you could fly or something that's you jump off a cliff or something silly, right? So I wasn't aware that these are just definitions, but of course when she said you're exhibiting like manic traits, I was like, pull back, what are you calling me, what are you saying, you know? And it was beautiful because after about 45 minutes of talking, I thanked her for my time, and I said, like, I don't think there's anything else like good that like I don't think there's anything that's going to come from this conversation. I appreciate your time. I go to walk towards the door, and she put her hand on the door, and I was startled. I was like 18 or 19 at this point. I'm looking, I'm like, do I have my own right to like leave? Sure. And she said, yeah. So she stepped back. So I was like, good. I'm like, okay, thank God, right? So I walk out of the room, and my mom goes, hey, honey, can you go back in the room just for a second? I have to go to the restroom. And I'm like, and we'll go after that? She goes, yes. And so I go back into the room, and she comes back with a doctor and my dad at this time. And to be fair, he wasn't there, so he was just taking the advice of the doctor. But they wanted me to go in a mobile crisis unit to the hospital. And
how did that make you feel? Were you pissed off? Were you frustrated?
I was, because I hadn't been given any reason to think that anything I had done was wrong, harmful potentially to myself or to anyone else. Sure. And so it got to the point where she said, like, if you don't agree to go with them, then I'm going to have to call a mobile crisis unit. Yeah. So I go, okay, I'll go with them just to get out of the room. Sure. I lied. And I got out of the room. But before I get in the car with my parents, I say, I just want to verify with you guys, before I get in the car, we're going home and we're not going to the hospital, right? And like, we could go home to get a book, but we want to bring you to the hospital. I'm like, I don't want to waste the entire day, because I asked the doctor, she's like, it's probably going to be 15, 16 hours you're waiting in the hospital. And I told her, I said, you can have a team come over, evaluate me. I don't mind go to another doctor, this or that, because she wasn't properly evaluated, didn't have the proper ability to actually give me the diagnosis, but just to refer. And she was concerned that it was, I guess, important enough that I must go to the hospital. So that was the advice she gave to my parents. And so I told my parents, hey, I'm not going to go to the hospital because there's no reason. I'm going to go home and unpack my clothes. And so I start walking home, and my mom starts walking with me, which is no problem. It's good. I'm just talking to her. And then my dad pulls up on the side of the road, and he's telling me to get in. And I'm saying, hey, I'll get in, but I don't want to go to the hospital. And I was preparing, I guess, subconsciously for my parking services job, because I started waving people on to drive by, because I'm like, Dad, you can't just be parked in the middle of the road. Sure. I jokingly said, you have to call the cops if you want me to go to the hospital. And he did. And he did, yeah, yes.
That sucks.
And it was beautiful because the officers, when they were talking about it, it was the first time I was ever in a cop car, and they brought me, and I asked, like, hey, do you guys want me to step away because you're talking about my situation? Right. And they said, no, it's actually, we completely agree with you, because they talked to the doctor and there was nothing that she had given. But they're like, your parents are still a bit concerned. Do you mind if a team comes and evaluates you? I'm like, perfect. Yeah, that's the quickest way to get it resolved. Yeah. So the person evaluates, she's like, you're completely fine. But do you mind if, a team, so the evaluator came and she said, you seem fine, but your parents are still worried. Do you mind if a team comes? I'm like, yeah, I had no problem with that at all. So 2 days later, that's when the team came, and I wanted them to, I wanted to know, of course, is there something wrong with my thinking? Because my parents had been worried about it, but I knew logically that there was no reason to think that. And so I would love to be able to talk to those people who evaluated me and get their perspective of why they thought that I should go to the hospital. But it was beautiful because I told the officers that if my rights are taken away from me, I will freely go with you to the hospital. But there's been no reason, nothing that they told me logically why I should go. And they did have the documents. I don't know why they didn't just show me. But one of the officers grabbed my arm when I was sitting and started lifting me up, and I'm like completely so surprised what's going on. I go to stop them, but of course they throw me in cuffs. I'm like, okay, you guys got me. Like I said, I'll go with you if you want.
Right.
Like, so it was not the best experience, but it was perfectly meant to be.
How was
so I
the
can grow
hospital
in.
experience? Was it helpful at all, or did you hate it and it was just cruddy and
I of course hated it,
Yeah.
but I'm very grateful for the people I met and the experiences I had.
Yeah.
Um,
Have there been any periods between, like you said that was 2022?
yes.
So it was a while ago. So any, just in the way that you feel about that experience, have there been any times in between then and now that the way you reflect on that experience is very different?
Not much. So Joe Dispenza says how 50%, there's like latest research, this is 2019 interview. He said latest research, 50% of what we remember is not necessarily accurate, which is probably probably a good estimate. But in general, of course, I don't like to waste my attention and therefore my energy on anything. So I haven't really thought about it unless it's relevant to what I'm currently doing or what I'm thinking about doing in the future.
Okay. All right. And these are things that I am aware aren't going to sound relevant to you, but you know that we're mobile crisis and I need to ask. Any thoughts of harming yourself or anyone else?
Never.
Any thoughts of not wanting to be here? Any thoughts of, doing anything that would cause harm? Yeah, I don't think so, honey. Okay. All right. Well, do you have anything else?
One of the concerns that was brought up was the fact that you're walking on the guardrails. Tell me about that.
So yes, I don't want to worry my mother at all.
Apparently it's worried a bunch of people.
Right.
You got to find a guardrail that is not on a ledge and isn't right on the freeway, I think.
Viewing site. Potentially. So the reason I decided not to walk over it today is because I know the kids across the street are out of school. So I don't want to be a negative example to them.
Hey, that's very
and do it in
reasonable.
front of them.
Totally, yeah.
But if it was just adults in town, I don't have any problem.
What is it? What do you feel, what do you like about that? Just wondering, just like curious.
Right.
So
I mean,
I like to think
go
about
for it. As long as it's not on a ledge, like who cares?
I like to think about how like every moment of life was perfectly designed and how it's always about this present moment, but also about integrating the information of this present moment of the past and making the best future we can. So I just want to
Does the
enjoy
guardrail
every
tie
breath,
into that?
every feeling. Yeah, in the sense where typically when I was doing it, I would be reading my scriptures, doing my daily scriptures, listening to music, just thinking about memory, and thinking about how I'm practicing, of course, for the future, but it's always about this moment right now.
All right.
Do you feel like it's okay that you do that because God decides when your time is up? Kind of, you know what I'm saying?
I see exactly what you're saying, yes. So it's beautiful because Officer Jed Herman was the first person who got called, and he said they thought I was drunk on the guardrail, which is ironic because I was kind of obviously just having fun so that I don't think about vaping or smoking or whatnot.
You're doing the opposite.
Yeah. And so it was a fun little interaction I had with him. And then I remember the next time I saw an officer, I was actually walking back on the guardrail, jumping off, and the first thought that I had was 35,095. And that's the amount of days I have until, Lord willing, I turn 120. And that's how old I want to be.
All right.
So
105. That's 105 for me. Okay, cool. So just to double for your really for your parents' relief, and thank you for meeting with us.
Yes.
You're not doing any guardrail stuff because you have any plan of ending your life or doing something dangerous. Okay, so that's good to know. Can we give you our number? So if you are incredibly optimistic right now, which is great, but if there's a point when you are not feeling great, will you please contact us if you feel like something isn't going right for you mentally, and let us know, and we can see what might be helpful that isn't you being the situation that you described last time and being cornered into doing something you don't want to do, but maybe speaking to someone on your own volition. And it seems like you're doing great at the moment. I just, sometimes when people have really strong feelings of positivity, other really strong feelings of not so positivity can come after.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And so I think it's just important that if you really start to feel like you're not feeling good, you just have the number and it's up to you. No one wants to twist your arm into anything or, you know, and it sounds like you're not doing anything that's unsafe right now. So, if you start to feel like just in your own skin and head, things aren't adding up in a good way, or you don't feel safe, please give us a call so we can come and just talk and figure out what might be helpful that isn't you being pushed into doing something you don't want to do. Because I think you're being, it sounds like you were really not wanting to cause a problem, but also being pushed into doing a thing you didn't want to do. So maybe there's an easier way to do that. But yeah.
If it's your decision.
Yeah. Without hesitation, I really,
please.
I appreciate you guys for
You
your
know,
time.
yeah, definitely. Like even if your parents are calling all the time and kind of like pressuring you to go.
It's your life, and as long as you're safe,
right.
That's it. Like that's our job. And living to 120 with a positive attitude sounds amazing. So if you go through, and like I said, just sometimes when people feel really positive, all of our kind of inner energy goes to that, and then we're drained and we feel awful. Some people. And so if you get to a point where you're not feeling great, give us a call and you feel like something's not going the way you would like it, or progressing in a way that you feel like is helpful. I would love to figure out if there's anything that would be beneficial that isn't you being pushed into going somewhere that you don't want to go.
I mean, the goal of our program is we're a diversion program. So we try to keep people from going to the hospital by coming out and meeting with you. That's the point of this program.
Can I ask you what training, what schooling did you guys do? How long would I have to go into, or anyone have to go into, if they wanted to do what you guys are doing?
6 years.
6 years?
Yeah, so
7 years.
Yeah.
My program that I went to was another year.
Yeah.
I'm a licensed mental health counselor.
I guess my license would be another year, but yeah.
Okay.
And then I had to get 3,000 hours before I could get the license for an LMHC, which is licensed mental health counselor, and Gwen is a licensed social worker.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're just a licensed social worker, and it's a fun job. You get to meet all kinds of people. I really enjoy it. But regular degree and then master's degree and then license. So
wow. Thank you guys so very much.
Thank you.
We usually do follow up the next day and just kind of check in and say, hey, how's it going? How did things go after we left?
Okay.
Is it all right if we?
Yeah, is it all right if I post this video? Is it okay?
Oh, totally. Yeah, thank you for
fine.
not. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I'll share it with my parents right away.
100%.
Okay.
Beautiful.
This is a magnet with our phone number on it.
Perfect.
This is our information. Our hours are right there.
Okay.
We are 365 days a year, including Christmas. But we are not 24/7. So
It's true.
not yet.
What are your plans for the next, the evening?
I already did my scripture reading right before I called Kayla. So probably just relaxing, and then maybe calling one of my siblings. I haven't talked to them in a while. So.
All right, cool. Alrighty, well, it was great to meet you. And someone will call you tomorrow just to check in, make sure it's just protocol. But
thank you very much.
have a good evening.
As well.
Thanks.